Did you ever wake up to find your phone buzzing with salary payments you once thought impossible, yet feel the same cold knot of anxiety because rent is due and the balance is already spoken for? That was me the year I crossed 8 figures, and I was not alone. A recent survey shows 57% of Americans, including nearly 1 in 4 people earning over 100 grand, still live paycheck to paycheck. So if your bank balance keeps slipping to zero, your income isn't the real villain. The hidden habits are. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to expose 50 of those silent saboteurs and hand you the exact blueprint I use to escape them. Stay with me to the end, and you'll walk away with a 90-day turnaround plan so clear a teenager could run it, and so potent it rebuilt my fortune after the 2008 crash. Let me rewind to the morning I discovered the difference between money and wealth. I was 35, sitting in a glass office that smelled of new leather and false security. My assistant popped champagne, my accountant popped my ego. "Congratulations on revenue," he said, "but one hiccup and you're broke." I laughed, until the hiccup arrived in the form of a global recession that erased 40% of my income in 6 months. I owned cars I barely drove, condos I rarely saw, and loans I didn't remember signing. Cash came in faster than ever and vanished even faster. I felt like a chef who couldn't taste his own food. That's when I learned the first law of money. Wealth is what stays when the income stops. And what stays depends on the rules you write for every dollar that passes through your hands. Most people never write those rules, so their money writes its own. Spend first, worry later. If that feels uncomfortably familiar, listen closely. I'm going to challenge every convenient story you tell yourself. I don't earn enough. Budgeting is for broke people. Investing can wait till I'm older. By the time we finish, those excuses will sound as flimsy as they truly are. Here's my pledge. Follow each correction I lay out, and you will change the trajectory of your life faster than any promotion ever could. I've mentored janitors who became millionaires on $40,000 salaries. I've watched surgeons burn through $500,000 a year and retire with regret. The difference was never intelligence, luck, or pedigree. It was the small daily decisions you're about to master. So grab a pen, silence your notifications, and commit to finishing this video. The first 5 mistakes are the foundation of every financial disaster, and correcting them is the ignition key to every fortune ever built. Ready? Let's light the match. Let's dive straight into mistake number 1, living without a budget. It's like driving a Ferrari blindfolded. You feel the horsepower, but the crash is guaranteed. The first time I tracked every dollar, I discovered I was spending more on streaming services than on books for my children, all because the charges hid behind cheerful little emails that said, "Thanks for your purchase." A budget isn't punishment, it's permission. Permission to spend consciously and sleep peacefully. Tonight, write your income at the top of a sheet, list your fixed bills, and give every remaining dollar a job before the month begins. Apps are fine, a notebook is fine, but guessing is fatal. Mistake 2, ignoring emergency savings. Picture this. Your boss says we're downsizing, or your appendix says I'm done. Could you survive 90 days without swiping a card? Most people can't. I once had to pawn a vintage watch at a 40% loss just to cover payroll because I had no cushion. Painful, yes. Avoidable, absolutely. Start with $50 a week. Automate the transfer to a high-yield account and forget about it until life throws its next curveball. Mistake 3, treating debt like disposable income. Credit cards can be powerful tools, but using them to buy groceries is spraying gasoline on your future. If you carry balances at 24% interest, every latte becomes a luxury steak dinner for the bank. Choose a method: avalanche if you love math, snowball if you love momentum, and attack. Sell something, cut something, or work an extra shift, but break the cycle before it breaks you. Mistake 4, postponing investing. Compound interest is the closest thing to magic we have in finance. Invest $200 a month from age 25 to 35, and then stop, and you could still outgrow someone who starts at 35 and never stops. Time is leverage money can't buy later. Open the retirement account your employer matches, even if it's 5%, and set up an automatic draft today, not after your next raise. Mistake 5. Lifestyle inflation. This one slipped a dagger between my ribs more than once. I bought a faster car every time my income jumped, convincing myself I deserved it. The truth? I deserved freedom, not another payment. The cure is simple. When your paycheck climbs, freeze your expenses for 12 months. Bank half of every raise, invest the other half. Celebrate with a memorable dinner, not a recurring bill. Master these 5 and you'll already outrun 90% of high earners sleepwalking toward bankruptcy. Next, we'll tackle the tiny leaks that sink even the biggest yachts, small daily expenses, vague goals, and the art of turning knowledge into net worth. Keep listening. Remember that tiny drip under a kitchen sink? Ignore it long enough and it rots the floorboards. Mistake 6 is just like that. Underestimating small expenses. $5 coffees, impulse app upgrades, double fees at the ATM, harmless in isolation, lethal in aggregate. I once challenged a protege earning 38 grand a year to track every casual swipe for 30 days. Her harmless habits totaled $900, almost an extra mortgage payment. From today forward, treat every daily purchase as a draft on your future self. Ask, will this matter in 5 years? If not, funnel the money into a low-cost index fund and let compound interest multiply what convenience would have murdered. Mistake 7. Drifting without clear goals. Wanting more money is like asking a GPS to take you somewhere nice. My turning point came when I defined a number, 10 million in investable assets by age 50, then reverse-engineered quarterly milestones. Specificity turns fantasy into a checklist. Tonight, write one financial target that excites and scares you, attach a date, and break it into monthly checkpoints. Vagueness is the enemy of velocity. Mistake 8. Treating your credit score as an afterthought. That 3-digit code governs your cost of housing, insurance, even employment. Early in my career, I signed loan papers like autographs, didn't read them, paid late, shrugged off the penalties. Result? A 580 score that cost me an extra $500,000 in interest over 10 years. Protect your credit like a fortress. Pay on time, keep utilization under 30%, and dispute errors immediately. Your future loans will thank you. Mistake 9. Neglecting insurance. When my coastal property was nearly flattened by a hurricane, the only reason I kept my shirt was a specialty rider that covered storm surge. Premiums feel wasteful until the day they feel miraculous. Audit your coverage annually. Health, disability, life, home, auto. Insurance is not a burden. It is a moat around everything you've built. Mistake 10. Postponing financial education. Money follows knowledge the way heat follows fire. I once spent 30 minutes learning about deferred tax strategies and saved 7 figures over a decade. Commit to reading at least one credible finance book a quarter or following a certified expert's podcast on your commute. Your ROI on understanding money will dwarf every stock you ever pick. Now, we're warmed up. In the next segment, I'll show you how relying on a single paycheck can shatter a lifetime of effort, and how one simple pivot can turn your evenings into an insurance policy for your dreams. Keep listening. Picture a grand piano suspended above your head by a single fraying rope. That rope is one source of income. Mistake 11 is trusting it never snaps. I watched a senior engineer with a 7-figure stock package get laid off and lose 90% of his cash flow overnight. Start layering incomes now. Freelance 2 hours a week, create a digital product, collect dividends. One stream feeds you. Multiple streams liberate you. Mistake 12. Delaying retirement contributions. Every year you wait is a year you can never buy back. I ran the math for a 25-year-old who invests $300 a month versus a 35-year-old who doubles that amount. The younger investor still finishes with more by 65. Automate contributions today, even $50, and capture any employer match. Time in the market beats timing every time. Mistake. 13. Letting emotions drive investments. Fear sold my shares in 2008. Greed bought me junk bonds in 2013. Both decisions cost millions. Install a rule. Never buy or sell within 24 hours of strong emotion. Write an investment policy stating asset allocation, rebalancing schedule, and maximum position size. Then follow it like a pilot's checklist, especially when turbulence hits. Mistake 14. Lifestyle inflation masquerading as celebration. The moment your salary pops, marketers line up to help you spend it. I once upgraded from a perfectly functional sedan to a hand-stitched sports car because my bonus needed a trophy. That trophy became a monthly prison. Lock your lifestyle for a full year after any raise. Sweep the surplus into assets that pay you instead of invoices that punish you. Mistake 15. Ignoring tax strategy. Taxes are your biggest lifetime expense, yet most people spend more time choosing a phone case than optimizing their return. Early on, ignorance cost me 40 cents of every dollar. Hire a competent advisor or learn the rules yourself. Maximize tax-advantaged accounts. Harvest losses strategically. Allocate high-yield assets to sheltered buckets. Every dollar the tax code lets you keep is another soldier in your compounding army. Conquer these 5 mistakes, and you transform fragility into anti-fragility, where setbacks become mere potholes instead of sinkholes. In the next section, we'll expose the scams, mindsets, and family patterns that quietly bankrupt generations and replace them with habits that print peace of mind. Money silence is one of the costliest heirlooms a family can pass down. That's mistake 16, thinking kids will figure finances out later. I watched a gifted intern earn 6 figures straight out of college, then blow it all because money was never mentioned at his dinner table. Break the cycle. Involve your family in grocery budgets. Let children earn and save, and share your wins and losses openly. When knowledge becomes normal conversation, compound interest starts before high school graduation. Mistake 17 is setting your finances on autopilot and never checking the dashboard. Markets move, goals shift, and life throws curveballs. I schedule a wealth checkup every month, net worth update, budget versus actual debt trajectory. It takes 45 minutes and has saved me millions in course corrections I would have missed cruising on blind confidence. Mistake 18. Dying without a plan. I once bought a painting from the estate sale of a brilliant architect who left no will. His children had to liquidate everything at pennies on the dollar to pay legal fees. Whether you hold a modest savings account or a skyscraper portfolio, draft a simple will, assign beneficiaries, and revisit it every 3 years or after any life change. A signature today spares your loved ones years of chaos tomorrow. Mistake 19 is chasing guaranteed returns and miracle money machines. If someone promises you 20% a month, they're either lying or laundering. My rule: if I can't explain how an investment produces value in 2 sentences, I walk away. Verify licenses, read reviews, and sleep on every opportunity. True wealth never demands a midnight decision. Mistake 20 may be the deadliest of all. Believing financial freedom is reserved for the already wealthy. I've mentored janitors, teachers, and rideshare drivers who became millionaires simply by refusing that lie. Wealth isn't an exclusive club. It's a math problem fueled by discipline and time. The door doesn't need a secret handshake. Just consistent deposits and the courage to start before you feel ready. Conquer these 5 and you'll shield your fortune from generational ignorance, legal limbo, and predatory traps. But protection alone isn't enough. Next, we'll tackle the everyday leaks that drain even the most carefully guarded vault. Credit cards were invented as a convenience. Mistake 21 is treating them as a lifeline for groceries and gas. Every swipe at 24% APR turns last night's dinner into an IOU that haunts next month's paycheck. Slice the cycle, slash expenses until income covers essentials, then use credit only for rewards you pay off in full. Mistake 22. Pretending inflation doesn't exist. A dollar that bought a gallon of milk in 1995 buys half today. When you plan long-term goals with today's prices, you're budgeting for a past that no longer exists. Inflate your targets by 3% a year and invest in assets, index funds, real estate, that historically outpace the silent tax of rising costs. Mistake 23 is buying big-ticket items without comparison shopping. I once saved $62,000 on a yacht by waiting 48 hours and collecting 3 quotes. Before any purchase over $100, pause a day, research at least 3 alternatives, and let facts, not urgency, decide. Mistake 24. Signing contracts you never read, hidden fees, auto-renewals, balloon payments. Fine print is where hope turns into headaches. Highlight interest rates, cancellation clauses, and penalties before your pen hits the page, and never be afraid to walk away if the terms feel lopsided. Mistake 25. Upgrading your lifestyle with every raise. Each promotion tempted me with a faster car until I realized I was just accelerating toward poverty. Lock your expenses for 12 months after any income bump and funnel at least half the increase into investments. Celebrate progress, not payments. Master these next 5 and you transform daily spending from a leaky faucet into a high-pressure wealth hose. After the break, I'll reveal the single micro-habit that accidentally made me my first million. One you can start tonight in less than 60 seconds. Mistake 26. Postponing financial learning. Ignorance compounds faster than interest. I once blew $200,000 on a restaurant because I couldn't read a balance sheet. Spend 15 minutes a day, 1 podcast episode, 10 pages of a finance classic, half a chapter of your brokerage's FAQ. Knowledge is the only asset that never suffers a bear market. Mistake 27. Buying brand new cars. Drive a showroom model off the lot, and it hemorrhages up to 20% of its value before you hit the first red light. I keep a 5-year rule. Never purchase a vehicle newer than 5 years. Never finance it longer than 3. The money you don't lose to depreciation can buy shares of businesses that appreciate while you sleep. Mistake 28. Dismissing micro-savings. Here's the accidental million I teased. In my 30s, I set my debit card to round every purchase up to the nearest dollar and sweep the difference into an index fund. I forgot about it for 11 years. Those pennies grew into just over $1 million without a single conscious decision. Small, automated, boring beats large, sporadic, heroic every time. Mistake 29. Ignoring health cost planning. A hospital gown is the most expensive piece of clothing you'll ever wear. A colleague with no insurance watched a $30,000 appendectomy balloon into bankruptcy. Get health coverage, build a medical emergency fund, and schedule annual checkups. Preventive care is cheaper than crisis care, financially and emotionally. Mistake 30. Not tracking net worth income is noise. Net worth is signal. Once a month, I run a simple formula: assets minus liabilities. If the number isn't climbing, something's bleeding. Treat this like a personal scoreboard. No shame, no pride, just data. What gets measured gets managed. What gets ignored decays. Mistake 31. Drifting without written goals. I just want more money is a compass with no north. Write the destination, stamp a date on it, and the map materializes. Mistake 32. Using payday loans. Borrowing tomorrow's salary at 400% APR is financial quicksand. If cash is that tight, Income must rise or expenses must fall. There is no third path. Mistake 33. Relying on one income stream. Your boss controls your mortgage when your job is your only paycheck. Launch a side gig, collect dividends, rent out a spare room, anything that moves you from monoculture to ecosystem. Mistake 34. Spending to impress others' status buys applause from people who forget you by dinner. Wealth buys freedom that applauds you forever. Choose wisely. Mistake 35. Skipping an estate plan. Again, a will isn't a one-and-done document. Review after every birth, death, marriage, or major asset purchase. Your heirs deserve clarity, not courtroom drama. Mistake 36. Delaying retirement, saving. Every year you wait demands double the contribution later. Start now, even if now means $20. Mistake 37. Ignoring tax efficiency. Earn 10%, forfeit 40% in taxes, and you're poorer than the person earning 7% tax deferred. Shelter high-yield assets, harvest losses, and let the code work for you. Mistake 38. Paying extra for convenience food delivery fees, same-day shipping, subscription creep, luxuries disguised as pocket change. Audit monthly, cancel ruthlessly. Mistake 39. Trusting unvetted influencers. If their bio reads former broke kid turned crypto millionaire, swipe left. Seek credentials or proven track records, not viral charisma. Mistake 40. Waiting for the right time. Perfectionism is just procrastination in a tuxedo. Open the account, set the transfer, read the contract, today. Action converts intention into interest. Master this second wave of pitfalls, and you'll graduate from financial defense to financial offense, where every dollar becomes an employee and every decision a dividend. In the next chapter, we'll tackle money and relationships, the silent partnership that can double your fortune, or have it overnight. Mistake 41. Treating your financial plan like a time capsule. You sealed it years ago and never opened it again, even as the world rewrote the rules. Markets swing, babies arrive, prices skyrocket. Book a money date once a month. Ask, is this plan still serving the life I live today? 1 hour of course correction can save years of regret. Mistake 42. Stuffing every dollar into one catch-all checking account. I called it financial soup. Everything floating together, nothing with a name. Open at least 3 separate accounts. Daily spending, short-term goals, long-term growth. Boundaries breed clarity. Clarity breeds control. Mistake 43. Buying investments you can't explain. If you need more than 2 sentences to describe how the asset makes money and why it could lose money, you're gambling. Before I buy anything now, I write the thesis on a sticky note. If it turns into a novella, I walk away. Mistake 44. Shielding kids from money talk. Children see tap-to-pay magic and assume cash is infinite. Let them watch you budget, split their allowance into spend-save-give jars, and negotiate interest on their own savings. Begin their compound interest clock before high school, and it will buy them a decade of freedom. Mistake 45. Shopping without a list or a spending cap. Grocery aisles are casinos. No clocks, bright colors, free samples. Walk in unarmed, walk out wondering how avocados became a luxury item. Enter with a list. Leave when cart equals paper, not impulse. That single habit pushed 20% of my annual food budget into index funds. 5 corrections that turn chaos into choreography. But choreography crumbles if a partner's secret splurges, a surprise hospital bill, or a sudden layoff blows up the stage. Let's bulletproof the performance. Mistake 46. Ignoring your partner's spending habits, or hiding your own. Money secrets are termites in the foundation of love. Schedule joint money talks. Set a no-surprise threshold. Any purchase above it warrants a quick conversation, not permission. just partnership. Mistake 47. Walking through life uninsured for health. A hospital gown is the priciest fabric you'll ever wear. Price out a deductible you can actually pay and pair it with a health emergency fund. The premium feels steep until you compare it with a six-figure invoice. Mistake 48. Mistaking busyness for productivity. Obsessively checking tickers, color-coding budgets, binge-watching finance videos. None of it counts until you act. Adopt the one-move rule. Every day make one tangible money move. Mistake 49. Having no backup plan for income loss. Layoffs and injuries don't send calendar invites. Build a 6-month emergency fund. Start an online side hustle. Consider income protection insurance. Auxiliary power keeps the plane aloft. Mistake 50. Living without a financial vision. Numbers won't drag you out of bed at 5 a.m. Purpose will. Write the dream, see it daily. Let it pull discipline through doubt. Fuse it all with the legacy multiplier. Vision, values, vehicles, vigilance. Vision lights the path. Values keep you honest. Vehicles carry you forward. Vigilance maintains the engine. Your 90-day sprint. Week 1, audit every dollar. Week 2, pick 3 mistakes and set targets. Weeks 3 to 12, automate fixes, schedule reviews, open accounts, draft the will. Day 90, celebrate, then choose the next 3. Perfection is the enemy of prosperity. Intentional progress compounds faster than imagination. Subscribe, hit like, share this video, and tell me in the comments which mistake you'll fix first.